because it wouldn't let me stream the other way around. So apologies that I'm a couple of minutes late for the live stream, but I'm here now. So I'm just gonna try and get the live stream up on my there we go. Turn that down so I don't get any feedback. Right, so I am here. I am and I don't know why it won't let me twist it to go vertical. I don't know, never mind. Hi Hazel, how are you, love? I hope you're well. I am getting used to this. Oh, so it did turn it. Let me just see if when it catches up, if that's any better. Is it gonna let me turn it completely round? No, that's fine. Don't worry. Hi everyone. Hi Isabel. Hi Jill. Couldn't find me. Oh no. Struggled to find me. Oh, you're here now. That's really good. How are you all? Are you all good? Have you all had a lovely day? I don't know how to get notifications from YouTube. If you go onto the channel and if you click the bell icon, let me just see, because it shows me in a different view. I think you have to click the bell and then click notifications for all, and then what will happen is it will send you a message or it'll flash up on your notifications if you have your notifications turned on as well. So you have to have your notifications turned on, and you have to have press all as well. See, oh, that's all clicked. Oh no, oh, that's really rubbish. Oh, I will have a little look. I will see if I can find how. Oh, it's all right. I'm just reading what YouTube's put. I don't know if everybody else has got that on there. No, they haven't. Isabel got a notification. Ah, brilliant. Hi, Katie Parker. How are you? Are you good? I hope you are. So, what I thought we'd do today is, because we all know that I'm loving my leather bracelets at the minute, and I've had these clasps on order for ages, and they came a couple of days ago, and they are the most beautiful, if I can remember how to do them. I think beautiful magnetic clasps, and I bought them specifically for the leather that I had on order, and I just thought, oh, I know what I can do. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Yes, thank you very much. If you could interact with the live as much as you can, because that really does help me push it out. Well, it doesn't help me, it helps YouTube push it out to everybody. Apologies, I am not forward facing today. You're not looking at me. I have been in the workshop all day and nobody needs to see what I look like, so I am going to be hands only today. Seen class like that before and loved them, never knew how to secure them. Well, we're going to go through all of that, but this is just a really simple little plaited bracelet using 2mm wire, not wire, 2mm leather, or you could use leather substitute if you wanted to. And we've got some of our gorgeous little feather florites which are on here, but it's just a really beautiful little project. Let me see what everybody else is doing. Is there a kit flow? Yes, there is. I'll show you the kit in a second. Any more square rings on order? Missed them the other day. I think I've got some more, Hazel. I will pop them on the website for you. Seen clasps like that before, never knew how to secure them. I love the clasp. Will you sell them on your website? Yeah, I've got some kits, but I will get some more of these clasps as well. Now, just disclaimer, if you have got a pacemaker or you are selling to somebody who may have a pacemaker or gifting, they can't have magnets. Now, these are magnetic clasps. You can get different clasps that don't have magnets in them, but these have got magnets in them. So if you are selling to or gifting or wearing and you have a pacemaker, you probably know, if you've got a pacemaker anyway, that you're not allowed magnets. But yeah, just no magnets for those, because it does interfere with their pacemaker. So we're going to have a little go at this, and like I say, it is really, really, really it's your birthday. Happy birthday, Stacey Smith. I hope you've had a lovely day. I hope you've had some birthday cake, or at least a nice breakfast. I always like a breakfast on my birthday, a really nice breakfast. I always think that's really one of my things that I really like. We went to a place called the Lime Kiln Cafe in Ilfracombe for my birthday this year, and I had garlic mushrooms on toast, and it was just gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. So you don't need very many items to make something like this, and it's all down to the clasp. If I just quickly get the clasp so you can have a little look. Now, when you're buying clasps, we need to look at the aperture that you have in here. Now, these are what's classed as glue-in clasps, so you have to use glue to secure whatever you're securing in here. Okay, now for this, I love the Zap jewellery glue. I really like this glue. I love, if you're a relax and crafter, you'll know that I love the Loctite one with the brush on it. That's absolutely fine, but it does go very hard. There's not a lot of wiggle room on that, and it's not a gel consistency. I like a gel consistency with these kind of clasps, because then you can push your leathers into there and hold it, and it will just sort of like envelop all of the leather really well. I don't know if you remember the plated wide leather strips that were fashionable a number of years ago with a stud fastener. Yes, can you make one of those at some point, sometime, please? Yes, no problem. I did a really beautiful bracelet, and I still wear it quite a lot, with a magic plait, where it's connected the top and the bottom, and then you plait it, and you have to keep flipping it around inside itself to be able to sit it flat. But yeah, no, I could definitely do something like that. They were lovely. They're like the notification bracelets, aren't they? That's what they're like. Hi Lorraine, how are you? I hope you're well. Oh, Stacey, everybody's saying happy birthday to you. Look, fabulous. That's them. Yeah, the nomination. They're like nomination bracelets. I think, do you know, if I remember rightly, didn't Gareth Southgate wear one of those at the World or European Cup, and everybody went mad for them? And he also had a Monica Vinader bracelet as well that everybody went crazy for. But leather bracelets are they are always in fashion. Always in fashion. They never sort of like go out of fashion, really. I mean, if you're a relax and crafter, you'll know that this is what we've done this month. So this month we've got our beautiful Celtic knot with our 4-strand braid on the side. Oh, hi Jan, welcome my love, welcome. If possible, if you could give us a little follow, then you can join us every Wednesday for our Wednesday night. We call it Wednesday Night Live. I know it's the afternoon, well, it's evening, but Wednesday evening live doesn't really sound the same, Jan, so that's why we call it Wednesday Night Live, because I used to do it in the night time, but just life gets in the way when you do them in the night time, unfortunately, and the kids need feeding and everything else, so I do them in the evening now. So if you're new to Relax and Craft, what Relax and Craft is, we are a jewelry making company, and I sort of like curate subscription boxes, monthly subscription boxes, and each month is a different medium, and you get 3 tutorials plus all of everything that you need other than a basic toolkit to make beautiful jewelry. And these are the 3 pieces of jewelry that we learned to make this month. So we have our beautiful feature project, which is your Ariadne's threads, I name all of my pieces after Greek goddesses. And if you're part of our Relax and Craft book club, are you starting to notice some of the names coming up from some of the past kits? You probably are. Then we've got the gorgeous snake knot. So this was the bead weaving, and then you've got your gorgeous Spanish knots. So if I just show you those Spanish knots there. So we learned how to do the Spanish knots, and we learned how to bead weave. Ah, fantastic, Jan. Thank you. Welcome. And then we've got our snake knot, or our Buddhist lucky knot, whichever you want to know, whichever you know this one as, because it's got a couple of names, but I always know it as a snake knot, and that's with our unakite. This was with unakite and our trochid shells. And then our last piece was our gorgeous Celtic knot centerpiece with our 4-strand braid here. And on this one we've used end caps, so I've showed you how to make the end caps and your little clasp as well. So we had loads of fun with this box. If you've had a go at some of the pieces, I know Jill, you've made everything, haven't you? From this box. I think a couple of you have made some pieces from this box. I don't know if Katie's had a go at anything yet with the box, but no, we've had loads of fun with the leather, and so it was kind of fitting that when the clasps turned up for this, that I thought, you know what, I'm going to do my YouTube live on this, and it is just beautiful. So the clasp itself is, you can get magnetic or you can get clip clasps that clip together, whichever one you've got or whichever one you're going to get. What you need to make sure is that you've got enough space in here for your leathers. Now this is a 6mm by 3mm high. Okay, so I know if I've got 3 of my 2mm leathers, they will fit perfectly in there. Now if I just bring this across, I've already glued one side in, because obviously we can't sit around and wait for the glue to dry, because that would be really boring. So you can see I've glued 3 strands into there already. So if you've got a 6mm aperture on the inside, then you can get 3 lots of 2mm. If you've got like the 1.5mm leathers or 1mm leathers, or even like a 3mm leather, obviously with a 3mm you're only going to get 2 in there. So you can sort of like judge how big. So always look at what the aperture size is. So that's this bit in here. Now this is 3mm deep. So I could, if I wanted to, use the 1.5 and put quite a few pieces of 1.5 and stack them on top of each other. I quite like the look of these clasps with the 3mm deep and the 6mm. Let me see what everybody's saying. Let's have a look. First video uploading now for this month's box. Oh, really, Katie? Fantastic. Pete says it's because I'm Gold Star Brown. No, it's not. It's just because you've got fabulous taste. That's what it is. So, as you can see, I've already glued this in place. So when you're gluing your leathers in place, it is really simple. Like I say, this Zap glue is designed for jewellery. It's a really good glue. You could use your E6000 glue. That just takes a little bit longer to go off. You could use something like an epoxy resin glue. I would stay clear of your super glues, because like I say, it can become quite brittle, and as you're taking it on and off, it could sort of like work itself loose. So a gel or a silicone based glue is best. Like I say, I quite like this Zap glue for this kind of projects. It's always good to have different kinds of glue as well in your toolkit for jewelry making, because they all do different things. Like you wouldn't put super glue on silk, say. You'd always use something a lot softer, like your hypo cement. So what we need is, we're going to need 3 lengths of leather, which is roughly about, I would say, about 3 inches longer than your finished piece of jewellery. So don't forget, this is about 1 inch here. So if you're looking for a 7.5 inch bracelet, then I would take at least sort of like 8 inches of leather in each strand, because when you're plaiting it, it is going to take up some of the space of the leather, and we want a loose-ish plait so that we can get our jump rings and our head pins through like so. Now there's lots of things that you could do with this. I mean, Jill's just mentioned the ones where you slide the pieces of leather on. When I was making this earlier, I did do a coil, just like a little coil. Let me just grab one. Is that attached? Oh, that's attached. Just a small coil of metal like so, and just slide that on. And you could do that. You could put little charms on here as you're going. You could put beads on there as well. If you've got some large hole beads, which are 2mm like drill hole, you could definitely put those on there as well. You could do whatever. You could just, if you wanted to, have it with 3 strands of leather going around the wrist, and then, like I say, add charms on it that way. You wouldn't have to do the plait if you didn't want to. But I just really like the plait, because it just gives it a little bit more interest. And like I say, you've then got these lovely hanging points for your jump rings to go through, and whichever beads that you want. But we'll go through that in a second. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how the plait is just a normal plait. It's a really, really simple project, this. It's not a difficult project at all. If you can plait or you can braid, then you'll be fine. But if you've never plaited before, then hopefully we can sort of like show you. Would those large hole rondelles fit on? Yeah, they certainly will. Let me just find one. I did have one around here. Pretty sure of it. So you could get the 3 pieces. So if you wanted to just have one of those, so you could plait for a little bit and then put one of those on and then carry on plaiting. But yeah, they fit really nicely on there. So if you've got any of the rondelles left over, then you could definitely put those on there. The beautiful beads from the January box, they unfortunately don't fit on the 2mm. They've got a 1.5 aperture in them. So if you wanted to use those gorgeous rondelles, then unfortunately you'd have to go down to the 1.5 leather. But with 1.5 you would be able to, so if let's think about it, 3, 6. So yeah, with the 1.5s you could get 4 pieces in there, and then you could do the 4-strand braid that we did on the Celtic braids. If you're a subscriber, you've already got this tutorial on how to make this braid. So if you wanted to do the 1.5, then obviously you could do. Right, so don't forget to keep sending some hearts and everything, just so that YouTube know that we are live, and we can keep pushing it out to everybody, because the way that I believe it works, it goes out to everybody on YouTube. So yeah, the more hearts and interactions would be amazing. So when you're plaiting, so you can plait with multiple lengths of cord, and each one has sort of like a different pattern that you'll go in, just to get that nice plait. Let me just have a quick drink before I start. So it's just like plaiting your hair when you've got 3, if you've ever plaited hair. So we're going to take the one that's on the right, and we're going to cross it over the one that's in the middle. Okay, so the right over the middle, and leave that there. Now I always like to pull this one out a little bit, and then I'm going to take the left over the middle. Okay, so I'm now back with my 3 strands, and then my right goes over the top of the middle again. So I'm always switching that middle strand. The left goes over the top of the right. Now, what we're looking for when we're plaiting is we're not looking for it to be really tight. We want, what size are, Jan, do you mean what size are the rondelles? So the rondelles were, oh, goodness me, let me try and think. I think they were 4 by 8, and they've got about a 6 mil aperture. So they've got 6 mil drill hole in these. So they are quite chunky. They're like little tires. So that's why all 3 go through perfectly. So yeah, these have got like a 6 mil drill hole through the middle, and the leather that I'm using here is your 2mm, so each strand is 2mm. So we're looking for a nice loosish strand, loosish plait. Now just make sure at the beginning that you do sort of like, you've got to make sure that that glue is completely dry before we start, because when you starting to sort of like move everything around, you don't want anything to come loose. So make sure your glue is completely dry, and always look at the back because it'll tell you how long it takes to dry. I think I've left this for about 4 hours and it's perfectly dry. Well, I say that, it's probably going to come out now, but there we go. So if you lose your way on which one you've done first, you're looking at the side which is on top, okay? So you can see here that my left strand is on top of what was the middle, and it's now come over to the left. So I know that my next move is in my right. So my right one comes over the top and switches sides with the middle. So the middle now becomes the right, and the right becomes the middle. And again, exactly the same. I'm going to take it over the top with the left. So the left becomes the middle becomes the left. And if you're not sure if it's like too tight or it's not tight enough, then you can go and you can tighten it up a little bit. So you can start to sort of like pull it out a little bit. Oh, the clasp, sorry. So the clasp is, I think they're about 1 inch long, and the aperture on the inside is 6mm wide by 3mm deep. Do worry about using glue that won't stand up to constant wear. Yeah, but everything like this, nothing that you see on even Hermes, Louis Vuitton do these kind of bracelets. They will all be glued. Every single one of them be glued. The strongest glue that I know is your epoxy resin glue. So that is ultra strong. So if you're really concerned, then I would go for something like your Gorilla 2-part epoxy glue. So with an epoxy glue, make sure that it's one that you have part A and part B and you mix together. That is a very strong glue, and it's also water resistant as well. So I mean, things like leather bracelets you shouldn't really be wearing in the sea, or in swimming pools or showers, baths, that kind of thing. You should always treat any jewelry like it's costume jewelry. In my opinion, the only thing that you should really keep on is like a plain gold band. Even silver will start to tarnish in certain chemicals, that kind of thing. So if it's getting wet all the time, then you do need to take it off. And the other thing with leather, if you keep wetting leather, leather will stretch. So when I used to work with horses, the way that we used to get horses' saddles to fit them perfectly is to wet them and then girth them up onto the horse, and it would mold to the horse's back, because leather is malleable when it's wet. Got some of that because of your recommendation. It's great for pearls. It's brilliant. I love 2-part epoxy resin glue. I use it for everything. I use it for my pearl pegs, if I've got a peg that needs to go into the pearl, I use it. I use it for that. Everything. I mean, all glues have got their sort of like their place. Like I said, hypo cement is brilliant for knotting your pearls, for your silk, because it's really gentle. It's not going to go brittle, it's not going to go yellow. It's going to stay nice and secure, and it's, like I say, it's going to be very forgiving on textures or on some sort of like fabrics. Zap is brilliant because it's a gel glue, so that's going to have malleability, and it's also going to fill the gap of where it's all going to go, so everything gets enveloped in the glue, and you've got working time. So certain glues will have certain working times as well. I never like the 5-minute epoxy resin glues because I don't find it's long enough to sort of like get everything where you want it to be. I prefer the traditional, like an arrow dye or like I say, a Gorilla 2-part epoxy resin glue. As long as it comes in 2 parts and you mix it together and then you use it, that's absolutely fine. You do have to be careful if it's on show, because some epoxy resin glues can go yellow when it's in contact with sunlight, unless it's UV resistant. The other thing that you could use, and I've never used it, so I don't know if it's any good, is a UV activated glue or a resin. So the ones that you put underneath the UV lights to cure, that would be also a really good glue. Like I said, I've never used it, so it's only in theory. I will get some and I will use them and see what it's like. But for me, I always have this one or an E6000, but this, the Hyper Cement, which is the precision glue with the little tiny nozzle, my 2-part epoxy, and that Loctite with the brush, because that Loctite with the brush is brilliant, but it dries super quick and it dries super hard and it will go brittle, so it's got to be on something. So with these ones here, that's what I used here. Now this is quite a good example of why I wouldn't use, say, this glue on here, because we've got a coil, it can seep out through the sides, whereas with the what's it called, the Loctite with the brush, you're coating where you want it to go and then putting that end cap straight on, and it's going solid straight away, so you know that you've got a really good sort of like secure and nothing's going to seep out. You do have to be careful with these kinds of glues. You can get it can be quite messy. I always have a toothpick or a piece of wire just to be able to clean up, and don't use any tissue or anything with lint on it to clean it up. Let it dry and then pick it off where you don't need it to go. Try not to get it on the leathers because it will make the leather dirty, especially this lovely white leather. So just take your time when you're gluing the ends in, and you should be absolutely fine. Right, what's everybody saying? Oh, by the way, Marie's cancelled her Insta. Oh, bless her. Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame. I'm sure she will do it again soon. Right, so back to our plait. Now, as you can see, I've let go of it a little bit. It has gone a little bit loose. That's okay. I can either go back and sort of like just tighten it up a little bit, or I can just carry on going. So I'm just going to plait all the way down. Now, like I say, we don't want that plait to be really tight. We want it quite loose. If you find that you do your plait really tight, so when I say really tight, I mean, it does look lovely when it's really, really tight. Let me just do a couple that's very tight. So you can see here, you've hardly got any gaps in there. If you were to get to the end and go, oh, I've got 2 bigger gaps there and 2 little gaps there, let me try and hold it while I do this. You can get something like your round nose pliers and just make the gaps even. So just sort of like regulate all of those gaps so you can sort of like make it a little bit more even as you go along. And that's what I've done with this one. I just used my round nose pliers just to push through and make sure that those gaps were roughly even. So you're going to carry on going until you've got the length of your bracelet. So I'll just do a little bit more. Now, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to glue this one because it does require me to hold it for a little bit, but I'll just show you what I'm going to do. So I'm just plaiting down, so all the time just switching right and left. So the middle one becomes the right one in this case. So I know that I was right. It was the right side because this is coming over the top. And then it switches. And you're going to get that lovely plait. And like I say, you don't have to plait it. You can just keep it nice and sort of like 3 strands by themselves. You could do that, not a problem. So you're going to go till the length that you need. Now, leather is a little bit forgiving. You can pull it. Where can you get the clasps I'm using? So most places, if you were to look at jewellery suppliers, most places will have them. I do have some kits coming up, but I don't have a lot of them, but I can get more. And I'll show you the kit in a minute once I've gone through how we make the actual bracelet itself. But yeah, if you were to just Google glue in clasps, flat clasps or curved clasps, you'll get loads of them coming up. What I would say, if you're buying from anywhere that's not in the EU, just be very careful of things like the nickel, cadmium and lead content of your jewelry pieces, especially if you want to sell them, because that all those 3 are banned in the UK, so you can't sell anything that's that. These are stainless steel, so you won't get that with the stainless steel, and they're also the stainless steel doesn't rust at all, so they are quite a nice sort of like feeling clasp as well. But like I say, I'll show you the kits that I've got coming up, and they won't be going on till tomorrow, unfortunately. I've just run out of time today to put them on to the website today, but they will be going on tomorrow. So you're going to carry on going until you've got the length that you need, and then what you need to do is you're going to just put all 3 pieces together. You're just going to hold them. Now, if you've got something like a bulldog clip, which I did have a second ago, and now I've lost. Don't know where my bulldog... Oh, it's there. 1 second, let me just grab this bulldog clip. If you have something like the plastic bulldog clips, I really like these. You can get these from most stationery places, and just sort of like hold it, clip it together like so. And then you can just cut the length that you need. Now, the gap that you've got to go on the inside is only a couple of millimeters. So what you would do is make sure that your plait is almost a little bit tighter at the end, and then you can always pull it out to make it a little bit more with the gaps, just because it's going to be difficult to get a plait into the end. They have to sit flat going into the end. Let me show you on this one what I mean. So you can see here, this is the end where I've glued them back in. So you can see they're crossing over and then they've glued back in. And like I say, this will be on a video tomorrow, and I will do it on the actual video as well. So there will be a full YouTube tutorial on this as well. So don't worry if you're not keeping up with it all. It will be on a non-stop start video. It will be like all the way through, and I'll show you how to glue it then. But like I say, what you would do is cut and then glue that in to the length that you need. Now, if it's for yourself, just make sure that you measure it around your wrist and that you can do it up properly. With a clasp like this, you've got no way of extending it, so once you've glued it in, that's the length that you're doing it. So just a ring clamp, yeah, you could put a ring clamp on there, no problem. Just be careful with a ring clamp that you don't mark the leather. You just have to be a little, if you're going to use a ring clamp, just pop a little bit of fabric around it. I mean, even if you're using something like this, pop a little bit of fabric around it just so it doesn't damage it. But then all you do is just take this side off. Make sure if you're taking the sides off, make sure you don't glue it on upside down. Make sure you glue it the correct way. So what I tend to do is I always tend to leave it on. Let's just get that to go around there, and then bend it around, see, and then hold it in the orientation that I need, and then glue it in. So I'm gluing when it's all done up, because if not, you probably will end it like so. Well, you will do if you make them. Then that's your sort of bare. Let that glue completely dry then on both to the next stage. So the next stage is just to add your little charm. Now I've just there's a video just gone live on how to do wrap loops on the channel, so you can go and watch that for a more in-depth tutorial on how to do wrap loops. But I'll just quickly do one with you now. So I'm just going to use these little head pins. I'm going to place on one of my beads, whichever bead you want to use. In the kit, they are the feather flowers, which are absolutely gorgeous. Could you glue chain into those clasps? Yeah, you could. Yeah, you could into them really. Where are they there? You could glue anything into there really. What I would say is that with chain, I would because it's flat, because the chain's flat, it's going to not take up as much of the gap, but you could glue anything in there with chain, that wouldn't be a problem. I'm just thinking if I would wire the chains together first and then put that into here, because if not, you're going to get some links of chain which aren't level, if that makes sense. So I would probably try and fasten my chains together, even if you like glue them together with a little bit of super glue or something like that, just to make sure that you've got them in the correct like orientation, all of them coming down. I can't see any of my new comments. Oh, I can't see any comments stuff. No, I cannot. That's the first one I've just seen. Yeah, and then the other one was right back. So now, just ask again, Adele. If it's a question, just ask again, my love, and I'll look out for you for it. If somebody could pin it, I don't know if you can pin. Oh yeah, you can pin messages. So if anybody can see Adele's message, can you pin it so that I can see it? Go out and come back again. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, just leave live and then come back. Then it should be okay. Mine's just glitched a little bit on my other one. Is it all right for everybody else? I hope it is. So doing your wrapped loops, like I say, I've just put an in-depth tutorial on how to do loops on my YouTube channel, so you can go and watch that as well if you still need a little bit of help. So I'm just going to do a quick wrap loop with you. So I'm using just my round nose pliers to create the loop. Now I have only got the short head pins here because you don't really need a long head pin. We only need a little wrap. So I'm just going to push my head pin over just so it's on almost like a right angle. So I can't see the comments of others, i.e. the chain comment. Ah, right, Adele. Oh yeah, I don't know why that's it's breaking up a bit. Watchable. Okay, so it could be my signal just going a little bit. Let's just see if it comes back. Hopefully it will come back. Please let me know if it does start glitching too much and buffering. So pin over onto the angle, and then I'm going to bring pictures a bit fuzzy. Right, okay, let me I'm just going to make sure that nobody's on the Wi-Fi at home. Because that's probably what it is. Just message them and say, are you on the Wi-Fi? Get off. Right, so I've just brought that head pin all the way around, and then bringing that back up and around. I'm just making sure that it's, yeah, my one's frozen a little bit, but I'll just keep going because it might come back round properly. So I've pushed the head pin around the back, and then what I'm going to do is take out and just hold with my chain nose pliers, and all we're going to do is wrap that little piece of wire. Let me just grab my my bent nose pliers. just going to wrap this around stem until there's no wire left. Everybody okay? Is it all frozen? Are you all still with me? Let me know. I'm just wrapping that around. I'm just going to cut that little section off. Hopefully you're all still completely frozen. So hopefully you're still here. But you've got a nice little wrapped unit, and just give that a little nip in. Oh, I can see some hearts coming through, so hopefully everybody's still here, still jumping a bit. Oh, let me just 1 second. I'm just going to message Mark just to see if anybody's on. I'm just making sure that they're there. It's breaking a bit, but picture's not very clear, but can still watch. Okay, thank you, lovely. Still here. Oh, just give me 2. Right, I've just messaged him. Just to say, get him off the PS4s. So I've now got my little loop. Like I say, there is a more in-depth tutorial, which is my latest video, so you can go ahead and watch that. And then we're going to take a little jump ring, and we're going to open the jump ring like so, place on our little wrap loop, and then all we want to do is what I've done on this pattern is I've done every other sort of like swoop, if you like. So if you can see into this hole here, so I'm going to miss the next one, go in, oops, the daisy, to the one next to it, and drop it. So I've just gone, missed one, into that one, and the jump ring sizes that I'm using are 3.5mm, but anything will work. Anything will work really, as long as it will go into that little gap there. Don't worry, Flo, we can still hear you. We can watch a tutorial tomorrow. Brilliant, thank you very much. That would be cool with the little moons from Charmers. Yes, it would. That'd be gorgeous. So, and then just do your jump ring up, and there you've got them nicely spaced out. Now, like I say, if you've got beads that will fit onto your leather, you could put beads onto here. You could do anything that you wanted, and put any kind of charms on there. You could just put one charm on there if you wanted, or you could put some jump rings over the top. I don't know if I've got any big jump rings that I could see that will go over, but you could definitely sort of like do a little wire work emblem. If you're into your wire writing, if you do sort of like initials, that kind of thing, you could definitely add those onto there as well. But it's just a really lovely little tutorial, and lovely little sort of like project. I'm just gonna show you what it looks like, so you can see like so how it looks, and then you would just do your clasp up, and it just sits really nicely on your wrist. So that is your little sort of like tutorial for today. Like I say, I will do a proper video tomorrow with it, so it's not broken up with me answering questions or anything like that. So hopefully that's now, picture's good again. Fantastic. Do you know what it was? My middle one was on YouTube. That's what he was watching something else on YouTube, and can't wait for these kits. Still feeling pretty sad and low, but would love to make. Bless you, my love. If you're waiting for an order from me as well, Adele, yours went out today, so you should get that in the next couple of days. I just waiting for a delivery of wire so I can just create some more jump rings. So if you're waiting for an order, then apologies, that they will get out to you tomorrow. So yeah, bless you. Still thinking about you, my love. It's tough. It really is. Really tough. But we're all here for you. All the relaxing crafters are here for you. So this is, like I say, the finished bracelet. Now with the kit, let me just quickly show you what, oh look, just knocked that right over. Yes, let's bring this over so you can have a look. You don't get a bulldog clip. So you're going to get, let me move that out of the way. It will definitely cheer you up, won't it? Definitely cheer you up. So you're going to get a full strand of your feather fluorite, which is absolutely beautiful. I love the feather fluorite. So it's got really lovely inclusions and patterns within it. It's really really pretty to look at, but I just loved it because it had so many different colors within it. And as you know, if you've had Relax and Craft boxes, you'll know that this was part of the January box. Really beautiful strand. You're going to get just over 1 meter of your white leather cord. You're going to get some head pins and some jump rings to create your little charms, and you're going to get your fabulous magnetic clasp. But like I say, if you don't want the kit, you want to source your own, then all you need to look for is a curved magnetic clasp or curved clasp, and these are flat clasps. Basically, they're not a round clasp, and you just want to be able to fit in however many pieces of cord will fit in. So if you've got a 2mm cord, if you've got a 6mm inner diameter across here in an aperture, then you can fit 3 pieces of leather quite comfortably in there. If you've got a thinner leather, then obviously you can add more in, but what we're looking for is we are looking for it to look nice and neat at the beginning, so we can sort of like see where they're all going to start from. So have a look at different clasps. Like I say, you will get 2 different sort of like measurements when you're looking at clasps. You'll get the outside measurement, which is obviously the length and the depth, and then you'll get the aperture, or sometimes they call it drill, the hole measurements, and that is this little bit in here. That's that little cup that holds everything. So that's what that is. But you could, if you wanted to, where's my thingy bracelet on? Oh, I'm knocking everything off now. Where's, oh, I can say, here it is. You could make a round end cap. You could just put that on there. If you wanted to do it completely handcrafted from start to finish, then you could use your 1.25 wire or 1mm wire and create yourself your own little clasp and end caps as well. And I know that I've done end caps this month in Relax and Craft, but if you're not in Relax and Craft and you're looking for another video of end caps, Katie Parker's done a YouTube video on how to make end caps as well, so you could always go and check out Katie's video over on Katie Parker Jewellery over on YouTube, on here on YouTube. It is, if you're new to this channel and you're wondering who Katie is, if you look at my suggested channels in my bio, Katie's channel's in there as well. How much will the kits be? I've just got to price them all up properly, but no more than £10. No more than £10 a kit. So £10 will be the maximum that there will be. So that is your little tutorial. Now, would anybody like a sneaky peek of what I showed you yesterday on my Facebook page about what for the project for the for next month's box? So would anybody like to see one of the items from next month's box? I've shown you on a picture, but it was black and white, but you've got to keep it to yourself for a couple of days if I show you. Oh yeah, definitely. Look at you all. You can't wait, can you? I can't wait either. Right, I'm just going to bring a couple across. Yes, 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 yes. Fantastic. Well, I'll just wait, give everybody a few minutes if they don't want to see. Everybody's saying yes, please. And I'm going to show you one that is just as well. Oh, that one's gorgeous. Right, hang on a minute. Let me bring them across. Are we ready? This is your warning. If you don't want to know what's in next month's box or one of the items that's in next month's box, then look away now. Look at these. This one's got druzy in it. So they are this beautiful, they're obviously dyed, but they are dyed striped agate. It's got a drill hole as well. And they're huge. They're really, really huge. And they are all absolutely beautiful. So these are just some that I kept back. Mark's been packing them. Let me go and get you the tray, actually. This is what I took photos of yesterday. I can show you behind the scenes. So you can see that they are all absolutely stunning. Really, really stunning. Some of them have got lighter blues, some of them got darker blues, some of them are translucent underneath. They match my nails, they do. This next month's box is, well, I think I could take slight liberties being the owner of the box. Look at that pattern on there. Can you see? Look how amazing that is. So I don't know if I might not have mentioned it. One second. Put them back. I might not have mentioned it too much. I'm going on my very first cruise in June, and I cannot wait. I'm going to Greece, and we're going to see all of these amazing places which I read about and absolutely love in ancient Greece. We're going to go and see everything. Well, not everything, but it's going to be, it's like a trip of a lifetime for me, because as you all know, I am obsessed with Greek mythology. So this is my trip of a lifetime, and Mark and the kids are just getting dragged along as well. So everything for this month's box, well, next month's box, is a little bit selfish on my part, because it's the colours that I wanted to wear when we go to Greece. So that's hence why we've got these beauties. But look at this. And then Mark found this one when he was packing up, packing the boxes. He said, "Oh, look at this one." And this one has got a little bird in it. Look at that. It's got a little owl or a little chick in it. It's just gorgeous. Look at that one. This side, it's not as much of a chick, so this is the correct side, but this, you can see where the where it was in the geode. But look, oh, upside down. It's got a little chicken's face. It's just gorgeous. Probably to keep Tweety Pie. Yes, it is Tweety Pie. And look, it's even got like a little feather coming out the top. Just love it. So Mark was like, oh, I found one with the face in it. So he said, you've got to keep it back. So that's why it's in a bag by itself, so we know which one it is. So I'll just put that one back. But yeah, they're just, these pendants are just immense. Now everybody will get a pendant in their box, and I think I've already told you what the jewellery medium is for next month. It's the one that I absolutely love and adore. Well, I love all jewellery making more. With my little circles of metal. It's 3 brand new tutorials that I've never done before. Well, one of them I've done in a different guise, but they're 3 brand new weaves that have never been in kits before as well. So if you are part of Relax and Crafting, you do like that jewellery making medium, then you are going to absolutely adore this May box, because as you can see, this is just one part. There is another 3 gemstone strands as well to go with this box. So you're going to get one of these gorgeous pendants and 3 extra gemstone strands. So it is jam-packed. That May box is jam-packed, but I think it's safe to say that all boxes now are being jam-packed. I don't think there's one that hasn't been jam-packed, is it? I think your cat might need a box too. Oh no. Well, don't forget, if there's any extras, they will go into the members shop, so you can always get extras. If you don't want the full box, you can always get extras. That's not a problem. But yeah, it is just absolutely beautiful. I just love the color palette. I've shown Katie the whole box, you know, the whole everything else that's in it, and it is just beautiful. Really, really beautiful. So am I going to get loads of subscriptions coming through with like cat names on them as well? You have to let me know as well if it has to be a secret, because like Pete doesn't know, but he gets all the emails, and so it sort of like gives it away sometimes. So if it's a if it's a secret, you've got to let me know so that I don't let the cat out of the bag, so to speak. Right, I'm going to shoot off. Thank you ever so much for everybody who's joining me. For this hour. I've had a lovely time. The way you have those cabs sitting is very Gemma Crow design. All right, okay. Well, there's a very famous jewellery designer who makes the most amazing big statement pieces, and I absolutely love her. What I'll do is I might do a little blog about her as well, because she's absolutely amazing. I can't remember the lady's name. I know the jewelry brand, but I can't remember her name. But she has great big raw chunks of gemstone, and she creates the most beautiful pieces. But yes, thank you ever so much, and I will, like I say, I'll refilm the tutorial for this, and I'll pop it up tomorrow. It might be by the evening tomorrow, but so just keep an eye out. But like I say, if you're subscribed to the channel and you've got all the notifications turned on, then YouTube should tell you that you've got that I've dropped a new video. But like I said, there is a video on there from this evening, which is how to do your wrap loop. So if you're unsure on how to do your wrap loops, then there is a video on there that I've just put up now. But thank you ever so much, everybody, for joining me, and I will be back next week. If you are a Relax and Craft subscriber, don't forget we've got our Google Meet on Sunday. I will put all the details in the Facebook group as well. So if you are a subscriber already, we've got that Relax and Craft with me, where we just all sit down and craft along together. So until next week, I will see you all very soon. Take care, have a lovely week, and keep on crafting, or jewellery making. Jewellery making is better than crafting. Well, I know it's all the same thing, but anyway, I'm going now. Right, I'll see you soon. Bye.